You think everything's about money? Well, let's have a chit. So let's talk. Let's talk. So American descendants, American descendants of slaves, the ADOS movement. So commentators and other people alike are calling us Russian bots. They're calling us a hate group. They're calling us divisive. They're calling us all these things because we collectively, as American descendants of slaves, we decided to click up and, build a strong political base, and collectively think together to, get some tangibles, for the 2019 election. Now, the gays have their community, Latinos have their community. We know about white supremacy. Um, so all of these people, they have their communities, they have their, they have their political groups and all that other good stuff. But for some reason, it's a problem when the American descendants of slaves say, you know what, well, we don't have a strong political base. We don't have a collective group. We're not thinking collectively. We just, helping everybody else out. We just voting and getting tangibles for everybody else. What can we do for ourselves? We start thinking collectively. Now, Roland Martin is fucking, I think he's a first second generation immigrant, one of those. But so he's that stupid. I like when time the shit you make fun of him. That nigga do sound like Porky Pig, but he fucking talking about something. It's stupid. How so? Our history is stupid. Our ancestors are stupid. The fact that we were enslaved on these American soils is stupid. Nobody is not saying that other countries didn't have slavery, but we're saying, but we are talking about American slavery, something that the American government is responsible for, something that they are responsible for paying us, you know, back reparations for. Also, the Jim Crow era, black codes, the destruction of the Black Wall Street, like they have thwarted all major progress of black society. What about our Freedmen's Bureau? Like we have been fighting in this country for generations, decades, and centuries to be free, to have our own liberty, to own our industries. The American dream is something that we got locked out of. These foreign black Americans, foreign people, they don't understand that. All they understand is what white people have told them. But we have lived here, we have gone through generations, we have grandparents who've had grandparents. They have told stories, but they have told us stories. So we have been, we've known stories and have been, privy to this land for a very long time. This is our home. We were all born and bred here. So when we say, you know what, we're gonna start our own political base, we're gonna, separate ourselves because, nobody is helping us out. Like, what is the gay community doing for us? What is the Latino community doing for us? And when we ask what are foreign black people doing for us, they bring up, Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey. No, no, no. Before the 50-year mark and over the last 50 years, what have y'all done? We have gotten y'all tangibles, i.e., immigration. The reason why y'all able to come over here and live the American dream, something that we have systematically and purposely been shut out of as black Americans. You ever wonder why you come here and we don't own industries, we don't have any major industries, we don't, have complete control of our communities, and that's because systematically we have been thwarted. You are not understand that. So, what is wrong with us having our own political base and us saying, you know what, we're gonna look out for ourselves, we're gonna take care of our own, what's wrong with that? Again, anytime you ask a politician or anybody, about tangibles, they get tongue tied, they get twisted, they start talking about minorities and people of color, and no, 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 no. American descendants of slaves. What are you going to do for the foundational Black Americans, the people who have been here? Don't talk about the prison industrial complex. If we had our own industries, we owned our own communities, and we were able to provide, major educational and job opportunities, that we could take care of our inmates, and actually you wouldn't have a lot of inmates because crime would be down because people would be having jobs. They would have we all know that crime equals poverty. Like I don't like to have conversations with people who act like they don't understand what's going on and they just want to have talking points that don't make sense. Like, we're not Russian bots. We're not a hate group. We're not divisive. We just simply are going to look out for ourselves like the gays do, like the Latinos do, like the Asians do, like all other people of color and minority groups do. Now all of a sudden, because we woken up and y'all can't, you have to realize all of these other groups are piggybacking off of of our history and our pain and our suffering, and they use us as scapegoats and leaders, to get things shit done for their communities. But now that we're saying hope, we're gonna look out for ourselves, American descendants of slaves, gang gang, now all of a sudden it's a problem. Now we're bots, now we're a hate group, like and Roland Martin. It's stupid. How is that stupid? How is American descendants of slaves stupid? You basically just said that our ancestors' pain and suffering was stupid because that's what we're martyring off of. We're martyring off of our ancestors' slavery. We're martyring off of our ancestors from the Jim Crow era. People who have gone through and suffered a lot, you know, just so that, things could be how they are today and things still aren't what they should be. We should be a top middle class in this country as black people for the work and the suffering and the pain that our ancestors have gone through. So now that we've decided to, like Tariq Nasheed said, circle our wagons, and start thinking about tangibles, like we got to think, we do got to think down the line. We have to think about upcoming and future generations. We have to start getting things that can benefit and help them so that, they aren't counted out and lost in society. Because again, if you do not have a political base, if you do not have an economic base, if you do not own industries and stuff, you are going to lose in America. That that's how you become, a minority group. That's how you become a disenfranchised group. And we have been systematically disenfranchised in America. If you are a first, second born, immigrant, or, your parents, just came over here, you do not share the same history with us. And even like I have friends, right? And they'll be like, I'm mixed. And you'll be like, what are you mixed with? And they'll be like, oh, black and Jamaican. So if they consider that a mixture, then obviously they do not consider themselves as us. They do not consider themselves, one of us. So again, what is wrong with us simply saying, well, you know what? That's cool. Everybody got their, communities, they got their political bases, well, it's not time for us to get one. We have to collectively together as black men and women, older and younger, we have to sit back, and really demand these things of people. If they're not offering us a black king like Kamala Harris, when the black woman asked her, what is your plan for black America? And she started talking about everybody and for all. No, 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 no. You don't go to any other community with that for all shit. If you want their vote, they want tangibles. They want something that, they can hold on to, something that's going to benefit them. Nobody, they're not just giving up their vote just because. We do that, because we've been swindled and tricked into doing that. And now the Democrats realize they can't just steal the election anymore. Now they relegated to all these desperate measures, and the fact that the Democratic Party are calling us Russian bots, it's offensive, and it's also a slap in the face because again, we just want tangibles. We want to be heard. We want a base. We want representation. Black immigrants, and first and second generation people are not representation of American descendants of slaves. And again, there's nothing wrong with the collective black diaspora, but we also got to look out for ourselves. We got to look out for the Black American collective. There's nothing wrong with a black diaspora, but we have to look out for ourselves. We have to, we have to, rally around this American descendants of slavery movement so that, we can get some tangibles. And I'm all in down with it. Like Tariq Nasheed said, we're not scared to sit out this election if nobody's offering us anything, because if we're not going to get anything out of the deal, what are we voting for anyway? And again, politics is all about money and backing. So if you don't have money, if nobody is backing you, you do not have money being put into, your campaign, then you're not going to be worrying about getting a tangible or getting things done for that group because they did not support you nor did they give you money. That's why gun companies can say the way they are. That's why big businesses can get big tax cuts, and this is why the system is still fucked because our politicians are backed by these big businesses. So again, we need tangibles. We need ADOS movement. We need representation, and we're not playing anymore. We're not Russian bots.